Have you ever wanted to drive a real race car on a famous NASCAR track? The staff at Stock Car Racing Experience will suit you up, teach you what you need to know, and put you behind the wheel of a 160-mile-per-hour stock car on NASCAR's famous Pocono Raceway.
That was great. I enjoyed it.
Unbelievable.
It's that unique, one-of-a-kind experience you'll never forget.
It was definitely worth it.
It's the second time I did it, and I'm still shaking.
Call or register online at 877stockcar.com for a heart-pounding, once-in-a-lifetime experience. You won't forget it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, live here tonight, Bristol, under the lights. That's right, the last great Coliseum here for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, presented by Stock Car Racing Experience. And like I always say, if you're in the Pennsylvania area, Pittsburgh, Pocono, Pennsylvania area, check those guys out if you want to see what it's like to drive one of these monster machines we're about to see do battle here at the Bristol Motor Speedway here, the short track. They call it the last great Coliseum. I call it the Big Fish Bowl here, but either way, these guys are about to do battle. No, we got a big fight going on, so we got a big fight field here tonight for the RacinFreeks, and I want to present and got a special guest up here again tonight. I want to welcome Dave Beverly from Dre Broadcast. How you doing, Dave?
Doing good. Ready to see some more short track racing with you, Joe.
Absolutely. But I'll tell you what, these guys tonight are about to put on a show. Last night we saw an exceptional short track there at Lucas Oil Motor Speedway. Well, those guys did battle, man, with the Xfinity Series cars at a hardline racing, and it was a thriller of a ride there, as opposed to tonight. We got the Cup cars here. Got the viewers out there, man, pumped up, ready to go. What's going on, Thomas, Tim, Ryan, everybody? See, even old Chris is out there a little bit, man, chatting it up a cool breeze. But hey, as always, we're live here tonight. YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, and oh yeah, iRacing live on the portal. So definitely sit back, relax, Get your popcorn, refreshments, everything you got to get. Cookies, whatever you need. Get ready for some awesome racing excitement here at Bristol. Dave, what's your favorite out here?
Looking down through here, a bunch of good drivers. I tell you, I think the one I'm going to watch tonight is the 20 machine of Brandon Mullen. He's been on a streak, so I'm going to go with the 20 of Brandon Mullen for tonight.
That's a good choice, man. The man used to run around in the Jack Daniels car. He traded in the alcohol for Home Depot, so he went from drinking to shoveling ditches. But either way, he's about to try to fix himself up a victory tonight here at Bristol. Like you said, looking bad fast. Always, I mean, it's just a tough field to pick from. And a lot of these guys I've watched throughout this whole series here. And watch them, because see old Brian Johnson out there. I used to call him Byron Johnson, but see old Brian Johnson's made it back tonight here. Obviously got Robert Boyer out there. He's definitely as good. He changed it up a little bit. He's got the DeWalt machine. He said earlier on, he traded in the M&Ms for the tools because he was getting mad. And he just thought he'd start throwing some tools at some people.
Well, knowing Robert like I do, I can see that, Joe.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, can you feel it here? It's short track racing under the lights. I mean, these guys have got the best monstered machines that money can buy out there. And obviously, I want to appreciate these guys here at the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, presented by Stock Car Racing Experience, for what they do here, and for allowing myself here at OSRNetwork to broadcast these guys. And it's always a pleasure, man, to be able to do this, and the appreciation that. I haven't put it up, but, they said there's an appreciation race to OSRNetwork tonight, and I do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And I definitely, thank them. I thank the viewers mostly, because y'all make this channel. I just come up here and present the content to you, so to speak, and talk a lot. And I'm happy that y'all come back, so I appreciate everything.
Oh, tell you what, it's going to be a knockout, Joe. This track only a little over a half mile long, but I mean, in all realities, Bristol, it's the fourth largest sports venue in America, even though it's just a half mile track. This track here can hold up to 162,000 people.
Yeah, you come here and you better have some earmuffs, because it is a thunderous sound that you hear exploring around this place. Like you said, they call it the last great Coliseum of racing, and it is fitting, because it actually almost is like a Coliseum. You come in here, you look at it, it's like one big football field, so to speak. And like I said earlier, we got I know a lot of people, man, watching the big fight tonight. Well, hey, before that, we got a big fight field here in this short arena, because we're getting geared up for the chase here soon, Dave. It's coming up here about the next couple weeks or whatnot. We're getting ready, and and I know that the chase is going to bring about it some awesome driving, some different strategies, and obviously crown a new champ.
Oh, most definitely. I tell you, I've ran with these guys. I actually run with them on their Friday Night Xfinity series. These guys are wicked fast, good sportsmanship. Can't wait to the chase, though. I mean, because that pretty much throws your whole season out. You start from scratch, have to climb your way to get that championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do a quick sound test or sound check right fast. But, hey, I see we got a lot of viewers out there, man, checking in already. And it's good to see John Marine down there in Texas. Houston, man, is doing well. Hurricane ain't blew him away yet.
Definitely there, Joe. Thoughts and prayers to everybody down in Texas that's being affected by Hurricane Harvey. So I'm glad to see John's out there. He's all right. Hope everybody else there in Texas is definitely safe.
All right, everything sounds good, looks good on the end there. Again, want to appreciate everybody. Hey, look, if you like it, hit a like, hit a thumbs up for these guys, hit a sub, hitting sub first time here, appreciate it. Like I say, we're live here on about 4 different venues here if you could check it out, so definitely pick whatever you want to look at. Obviously, YouTube's the main side, but not only YouTube, we are looking on Twitch, and we're also on the Mixer side of things, but iRacing Live too. Check us out there, as we're definitely going to have a lot of people view in on that side, because we're live here. They call this the Coliseum of racing, the last great one here. We're at Bristol, under the lights, excitement style short track racing here. It brings about it a feel of energy and electricity here with these awesome machines. I call them the monster machines because a lot of power. Definitely these things set back. So, and what's going on? I hope I say this right. Abbas
Laddick. How you doing out there, bud? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Abbas Laddick.
All right, good deal. Well, Dave, what do you think we're going to see throughout this race here, man? What do you think is going to be the actual? What's your mindset you got to look through when you get out here on a short track?
Patience. I think patience is going to be key here. It's a short track. It's a narrow track. Passing's going to be hard. Track position is going to be another key thing, and pit stops. Pit stops, especially if we get into a long green flag run. Are you going to take 2 tires, or are you going to take 4? So I think those are the 3 keys there is patience, track position, and pit stops.
Yeah, patience, track position obviously is a key here because I think the high line will come in. And yes, they are currently in practice right now. That's why you're seeing the cars storm around the track. They start the qualifying here at 9:30 Eastern time, bottom of the hour, middle of the hour, whichever you want to call it there. So definitely we could take a 5 minutes or 2 laps, whichever one comes first to get qualifying underway or done for them. So it's going to be very interesting to see who puts it on point. Right now, Zach Hall is the man that's got it on point here on the top of the speed charts during practice. What do you think about that young man there?
Well, Zach Hall has been on fire this week. I've heard through the grapevine the drivers have put bounties on his head throughout the season trying for people to beat him. So, I mean, he's a quick driver. He's always been quick. So, it'll be interesting to see who's going to have something for him here come race time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, that's an awesome finish right there, 4th in the NIS race there, Abbas. That's awesome. And Tim, I don't know, you're going to have to ask Dave what he thinks about that same pick there. Tim said that you and him got the same pick tonight.
Man, you can't go wrong with Brendan Mullen, that's for sure. But, I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from all these other drivers like Nick Crawford, Bob Skinner, Brian Johnson, Robert Moyer. Robert Moyer, I mean, you got to watch him. I know him from racing with him for many races, and he likes to hang at the back. About midway, 3/4 into the race is when he starts making his move. Next thing you know, he's up front.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you, it's I still don't know who I'm gonna look at here tonight. You know, Bob Skinner, man's always a good one out there. We call him the rock star, man. Zach Hall, Cedric Hunter's probably one of the. You know, I'm a Ford man, but I think I'm going to have to go home with the guy, man, who is running the colors high and proud tonight, and I do appreciate him doing that. The OSRNetwork colors, very nice looking car he's made out there. By the way, I asked him for the paint job if I could. I'll touch up that logo on top of it there. But Christopher Matthews, I'm gonna go for the underdog or so forth. Say underdog, but I'm gonna pull for him tonight.
You know, Joe, I'm actually looking at the schedule here for RacinFreeks. They have got. As you said, they are coming up on the chase. They've got 3 more races here as they are off next week. But looking here at the schedule, I'll tell you what, you're going to have your hands full these next few weeks. Is after the off week, they're going to go to Darlington and then to Richmond right before the chase starts.
Yeah, it is. A bunch of short tracks coming up there. You're right. Darlington, you know and I know, Darlington's a very tough track right there that these guys are going to have to master skill-wise, get around it. Then Richmond, obviously, another short track there. Then we head off into the chase starts. These guys follow the actual Cup schedule, so that's if anybody knows what the Cup schedule is, definitely can go through. So awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I may not be in the booth with you for some of those races, but I'll definitely be watching because these guys know how to put on a great show.
Yeah, absolutely they do. I mean, I love the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League here, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. I mean, these guys have put on a very, very good show out here. Bristol's not going to be anything to disappoint with, as we've got right now 18 of some of the bad, fast boys are here. And I always say it's got some bad, fast drivers with some bad, fast cars on a bad, fast little track here tonight under the lights. Bristol Motor Speedway, Cup car action here. Folks, like I say, we're getting set here for qualifying soon. Batten down the hatches, get it all ready, man. Tell everybody in the house, hey, time, be quiet. We got racing to get done here. So look, Dave, you get pumped up over there?
I've been pumped up since we went live, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. I'm always pumped up with this stuff. These guys, man, when you hear those motors roar, hear the thunders of the sounds coming through, it is definitely like no other. I mean, those guys storm around this track, and the next thing you know, you just see electricity light up the air. I mean, it's a magical thing.
Bristol is one of those tracks that is on my bucket list. I want to go watch a night race at Bristol because nothing from the experience from people that I talked to that went there, there's nothing like being here at Bristol. 43 fast NASCAR machines in real life going around a half-mile track. Yeah,
I've heard some guys say that they went there, and it definitely is like no other, like you said, awesome feat to go to, and just always listening to that roar of the motors going around, room, room, room. It's a sound of like, a ground pounding, so to speak.
Yeah, because I'm a speed junkie. I mean, I'll admit it. I like all the racing, NASCAR, motocross, supercross, cross-country, quad racing. Anything with a whole lot of horsepower under your butt, I'm definitely into.
Yeah, absolutely. I did. I used to go to drag races a lot, and I'm going to tell you what, when you can get about 100 feet, 50 to 100 feet from a 2,500 horsepower monster pounding the ground, and that's what it feels like when those things take off. Awesome feel and sound. So, like I said, last Coliseum here at Bristol. We're getting ready to set, man, for some awesome racing tonight.
Take a look at that, Joe. I just looking at the speed charts. Looks like Corey Blevins has actually got the fastest lap out there right now. He actually dethroned Zach Hall from the fastest during practice.
Yeah, my wife has reminded me that actually over 17 years ago, that's actually where we met each other, as at a drag strip. Proposed there. So, I'm a speed junkie when you actually asked your wife, man, to marry you at the racetrack.
Well, I hope you were smart enough not to do it while they were going down the drag strip, because she probably didn't hear you if you tried.
Well, that one could have been a good cover-up if they would have went down the strip, and I could have said it right then and should have went like, huh? Oh, yeah, there's more to the story. I'll have to tell you here. Well, I guess one of the practice, don't know if I've told a lot of people, but the more of the story is she was at work. We were going to the drag strip down there. Actually, I did a lot of racing, and that's what we were going to do that weekend. And I actually put the ring and a letter in her car, and it was 2 hours away at Rockingham Drag Strip in North Carolina. And I drove down there, and in the letter it said, "Let me know the answer when you get there." So she had 2.5 hours to think about it. And, well, lo and behold, like I said, 17 years later, here we are.
Couldn't ask for anything better, right, Joe?
Absolutely, man. I tell you what, it's always an up and down battle, but I tell you, it's something, man, it's enjoyable. Love every minute of it. Thankful, man, so as we sit here and do this here, have fun doing it. You got 2 kids here, which, that's always a chore. You know that. You got 2 boys yourself. And tonight we're going to see a lot of boys do some battle here at Bristol.
Well, just like they say at short track, if you ain't bumping and grinding, you're not racing here. So I'm looking to see a lot of cars come away with some scratch and dents.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. You're going to see a lot of guys, man, out here. And what we see around here in practice, I mean, a lot of these guys here in practice, yeah, they're filling the track out. That's what you do here. Practice time, you fill it out before qualifying. So I appreciate it, John. Good story, yeah. You fill the track out, practice and whatnot. So definitely, man, is awesome.
Yeah, most definitely. We got about 30 seconds left in practice before they're going to move over to qualifying. So we'll see what these guys can do. They're going to be the only cars out there putting down their practice qualifying time, so they're not going to be able to use other cars to help them. So I tell you what, though, I'm actually kind of shocked that 25 of Corey Blevins was able to knock off Zach Hall.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see because, like you said, Corey Blevins up front. Now, that's a good run for him. He's not had the luck that he has. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties on my end there, and I do apologize as always. But hey, we made it back right time, qualifying. So let's go through the grid in order here. Zach Hall, the man, put it on pole here tonight. Cedric Hunter there out second, right there, starting beside of him. We also got Bob Skinner, the rock star, sitting in third. Nick Crawford starting in fourth. Well, Gerald West right there. Jay Weesey starting fifth. Brian Johnson sixth. Brandon Mullen, that's your pick there, Dave. He's starting in the seventh spot. Tom Drelling, make sure I get that right, starting in eighth. Christopher Matthews right there, good start for him in ninth place. And Edward Burrow rounds out the top 10. As we look through the rest of this field, star-studded, as I always like to say it. And we're still here, Bristol, under the lights here, Dave, as, wow, can you feel it? It's going to be interesting here to see what these cars do with this bad, fast track tonight.
Well, we got 18 cars out on the starting grid, so only a half mile per lap, short track. Hopefully we don't have too many short tempers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, usually sometimes when you do have a few little short tempers, yeah, things, man, just flare up. So we'll have to see, man. It's going to be very interesting to see what these guys do out here all race long. So here we go, guys. Get set here. Hope you're getting geared up as much as I'm getting geared up anyways, as
just got to remember, you got 170 laps, but looking at these guys' qualifying times, you're looking about the low 14s to the mid 14-second lap times. So you can't sit back and wait too long. You got to try to make the moves when you can and get that track position and just kind of play the game and see what plays out.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, I want to appreciate everybody, man, hanging there with me. Sorry about that, a little technical difficulties, but hey, we're back up here running, and we're listening to these cars monster around this track. Thunderous sound that you're going to hear all race long coming around here. I mean, these guys, man, it's just a roar of some motors that you're going to hear all night here. 170 laps. You just can't say enough about this place.
Most definitely. Well, like you said, though, we're going to have 18 bad fast machines competing out here on this little half-mile track.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, I want to appreciate everybody as that pace car is sitting around here and is about to set sail here and let these monster machines go to town. So get ready, folks, as I'm ready. We can see old Tim out there. He's in the chat ready as that pace car is about to set, man, to let these guys go. Here we go. Well, went a little bit early there on it, Dave, but I got 2 laps. I have to remember that. There we go. I think pace car in now, huh? Yep, pace car's going in now. Pace car's in. Here we go. Man, out front, Zach Hall. He's going to the slow. Take these guys off. There we go. Green flag in the air. What you're going to see here, though, man, is 2x2, side to side for a while. And that's what you see up front is Cedric Hunter there is battling it out there side by side with the man of Zach Hall. And look at a storm of cars you got back there in the pack.
Yeah, but looks like Zach Hall's got that position. That's going to leave the open for 4. Nick Crawford, he is going to get to the inside there of Cedric Hunter. It looks like right now the inside is going to be the place to be as we see Cedric Hunter, but he is fighting back here. He is not going to let the 4 of Nick Crawford get around him.
No, he's not. I'm going to tell you what, these guys are definitely going to battle it out here, tooth and nail throughout this whole entire thing. You got Bob Skinner sitting right there in the 4th spot. Brian Johnson's all over his back deck lid, and right behind them, Tom Drilling. That's what we was talking about, no 6 machine. Brandon Mullen, he's right there along with them, too. Can't count him out. Christopher Matthews sitting right there in the 8th place spot. He's got Gerald West on his back deck lid. So, boy, these guys up front are all nose to tail. Definitely doing a lot of battling going on right now.
As I'm going through the field here, it looks like they've kind of pretty much gone single file here. You see some folks trying that bottom lane like the 16 of Robert Moyer Jr. there. He is working that inside lane, but most of these guys are kind of sticking to the outside lane, but it looks like we're under caution.
Under caution for the first time. Oh, that's Mark Whitley right there. Last week's winner here. Let's go back on the replay, see what happened to him, because I know earlier on, just a second ago, he got in the back end there. Looks like a Corey Blevins. Corey went up on the wall there. Let's see if he was coming in there. He's behind Corey Blevins. He goes on the inside. One thing we don't think it talk too much about, Dave, is coming out of the turns here. Oh, Corey bounced off the wall. Mark was just right there, wrong place, wrong time, and just got contact between the two there. But one thing we didn't really talk about too much on here is the fact that coming out of the turns, you got to be very gentle with that throttle. If not, this thing will go up to the wall or come out from under you. All right, well, it looks like Zach Hall's up front here. Well, folks, man, I appreciate everybody coming out here because, like I say, we're here at the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League presented by Stock Car Racing Experience. And that's right, definitely is an experience here because we're under the lights at Bristol Motor Speedway. And myself, Joe White, up here in the booth. And got old Dave Everly from Dre Broadcast. I want to appreciate Dave coming up here, man, tonight. So, what you think from the first 8 laps so far, Dave?
Well, these guys are giving it everything. They're trying to get some rubber laid down on the track, get a feel for the track air. As we saw that unfortunate incident between Mark Whitley and Corey Blevins there, as Corey Blevins come off the wall. That's one thing they're going to have to watch is that push going up, coming out of the turns and getting up into that outside wall, because it seems that once you get into that outside wall, it loves to push you right off the wall down into the inside wall.
Yeah, absolutely. That is one thing you just got to be very, very careful with, because like you said, coming out of the turn here, the high line eventually is the place you're probably going to be at here. So it will turn into a one-groove racetrack. They'll try that low line, but unless you just got some awesome tires and get a heck of a run. The problem is, arcing it in, you can go in. That car wants to push up, though, in the middle coming out of the turn. So you got to take a very dangerous approach to it, because you can end up going into the car on the outside of you very easily.
Yeah, these guys are going to have to play with that throttle control and just play with that throttle a little bit, because they're not going to be able to come into the mid-turn and get back hard on that throttle, because if they get on it too hard, it's going to push right up into that outside wall, and if somebody's up there on the outside of you, it's going to push you right into them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, right now Zach Hall's the man on point, and he's definitely looking good as he's got Cedric Hunter right there. Cedric says he wants to try to get one more win in before this chase starts up. Right now he's definitely in the catbird seat, so to speak, and looking good with that discount tire machine out there.
Yeah, but I think the 32 is Zach Hall. I think he's not going to quite let Cedric just run away with it, but they've got some hungry guys behind them that also would love to get that win as well.
Oh, absolutely. Got a lot of great guys here tonight. Definitely want to win. You know, Nick Crawford's right there chomping at the bit. That number 4 machine got NASA on there. So he's hoping to send somebody to Mars and back. And he's definitely hoping to send that thing into victory lanes. Lights are off on the pace car here. Want to get set here again. We're going to try it again. Rack them, stack them. One more time. Green flag in the air. Going to be lap number 12 here, 170 under the way. Zach Hall gets another good jump out there on front of Cedric Hunter. Cedric goes high, but here comes that Nick, that number 4 machine.
Yeah, Nick Crawford's getting that good run, sitting right there in 3rd position, right behind Cedric. But Zach Hall, he got a great jump on that restart, just pulling out to a little bit of a gap. Meanwhile, a little further back there, Bob Skinner running there in 4th, Brian Johnson in 5th. Brandon Mullen moving up into the 6th position.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely got a good battle between Hart Green right there, the 41 there, and Tom Drelling in that 06. Got Gerald West right there in the mix a little bit. As look at that power move on the outside there, and the 41's around. He loses it. He held on to that car. Wow, great driving job by him. We just saw that live. No caution there, but boy, a scary moment. That could have been bad for a lot of people behind him.
Yeah, that was some great spotting there by the cars behind him as they were able to get slowed down as he come up onto the track uncontrollably there. but they were able to get slowed down and avoid that, making it worse than what it could have been.
Absolutely. This is the term here that we'll use, and we've used it before. Easy in, hard out. This is one of those places where you want to be easy in, kind of hard out. You know, you can be aggressive a little bit coming out, but you want to be very, very easy, because that thing will step out like we were talking before. Leave it up against the wall or come out money.
It's definitely a possibility. I don't think any car is going to walk out of here scratch-free, that's for sure.
Oh, last night was definitely, man, a demo out there at Lucas Speedway. Short track there. This is another short track here. Tom Drilling's making moves in that 06. He went to the high line there. Brandon Mullen, definitely, man, looking good so far as they're trying to run down old Christopher Matthews sitting in the 6th place spot. You got Brian Johnson sitting in 5th. But those 4 or 5 cars right there, Gerald West just moved up into the mix there a little bit. All nose to tail, running very good so far.
Yeah, most definitely. But Zach Hall, though, he's getting caught right now. He's got Cedric Hunter and Nick Crawford right behind him as they're actually kind of gaining on him a little bit. Can't forget the 82 of Bob Skinner. He's in that mix as well in this front 4-pack.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, Christopher Matthews has to go down. Oh, Tom Drilling in the wall. That's what we were just talking about there, Dave. You just saw him right there bump that wall ever so slightly there. You can see the high lines, the dominant line. What they do is they go in, and that thing kind of arcs up to the line there. You're flirting with disaster every turn at this track.
Yeah, it's got one of those walls. If you get too close, it'll just suck you right into it. And then it could definitely be disastrous if you're not careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's take it to the Blimpy Cam. That's why I like trying to call it the Blimpy Cam. Ain't no Blimpy sub, but we definitely show a lot of blimp view here. This gives you a good shot of overview of the track, the distance between these cars and what these guys are seeing throughout here. The great facility here, man, at old Bristol Motor Speedway. Has a good battle between old Tom there and Christopher.
Yeah, they've got a good 3-way battle because they've got the looks like the 20 machine there, right there in front of them, the 28 machine, I'm sorry, Brian Johnson, but Tom Drilling still battling Christopher Matthews there as they are side by side.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to the dash cam here. Tom, man, to see what he sees. Actually, we'll go right behind him. Brandon Mullen, boy, he's got a bashed up hood right there. We see that he's got it crumpled up on the side. Looks like he might have scraped that wall, which is something, like we said, we're going to see throughout this whole entire race. Guys flirting with that wall ever so much. And he's watching this battle in front of him that's heating up with these 3 cars.
Yeah, it looks like the 06 there, Tom Drilling's making a run. He is going to try to go after the 28 of Brian Johnson. Is Christopher Matthews just kind of right in there on that high side. So I tell you, the only thing about running that inside lane, though, for Tom Drilling, he has got to be tearing up his tires more than the guys on that outside lane.
Yeah, it is. You just saw right there. He was on the side with Brian Johnson. They came out of the turn, door to door. Almost lost that one riding here. Christopher Matthews, he's got a full-blown front windshield view of what's going on in front of him. And he says, hey, look, Brian, you're out there in your fishing boat. Man, look, I don't want to sink that thing. But the discount tire, a big tire machine beside of him, almost threw a tire and a wrench in there. So they're definitely going back at it again, door to door.
Yeah, seems to be the biggest battle on the track here. As I'm kind of scrolling through the rest of the field, it's all pretty much single file, including up front. So it's definitely taking a look. And I tell you what, Zach Hall and them's on a mission because we've already got 3 cars a lap down now.
Absolutely. Zach Hall, man, is picking them up, putting them down as fast as he can. He's got Cedric Hunter still right there with him. And Nick Crawford's been able to hold on to him. So we're setting at a pace right now. But you look at Christopher Matthews goes up underneath Brian Johnson right there for that position. So he takes that away as old Tom Drilling was able to get by those. So that battle kind of eased out here. Bob Skinner's right there in the 4th place spot. And don't know, we call Bob Skinner the rock star here. Tina out there in the chat. I know she said hello earlier. She's probably in the background back there. She's either cooking brownies, Twinkies, or doing jumping jacks on the couch. Either way, Bob will be like, look, you need to settle down. I'm trying to concentrate and win this thing.
Yeah, you never know. He might have her as his spotter.
Absolutely. If he does, good spotter right there. As always, it would definitely be a interesting thing. I know she supports him through and through here, week in and week out here for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. And like I say, if you're in the Pocono, Pennsylvania area, folks, and you want to experience what it's like to drive one of these things in real life, or actually even get out there and ride in one of these monster machines in real life, check them out. And if you're in that area, those guys will definitely give you the opportunity. Got to speak with them a couple weeks ago when we did the race at Pocono here for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League. It was really interesting, but I always say, unless they come up with a convertible, you can count me out.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you talk to Robert Moyer, he actually got to go to Pocono Raceway and do that driving experience. And I talked to him after he did that, and he said he got a whole new respect for the drivers, because just the G-forces running there at Pocono, he didn't realize how much it was and how much it took a toll on the drivers in these machines going around these turns.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely get my hats off to these guys out there who definitely do the driving in real life. Hit my hats off to the guys out here doing it in the virtual world here, because it definitely takes a skill. And right now, a skill we're seeing that, man, Zach Hall is just tearing it up. He's got Cedric Hunter right there in his back rear view mirror. These guys are going through. Now, here's the thing. Once they catch traffic like this, Dave, disaster lurks at every turn here at this track, because now you're not in fresh air. It's not like a 1.5 mile or super speedway or something. Once you start catching the tail end, it's car after car usually.
Yeah, because as you said before, you know, the leader, even though he is faster than these lap cars, it's his responsibility to try to get around these cars safely. A lot of drivers will just kind of move over and let you go, but it's not really their responsibility. So as we see, that could be the reason that it's slowing Zach Hall down, and that's just drawing in the 13 of Cedric Hunter.
Yeah, absolutely. As of right now, though, these guys, man, are definitely putting on a very, very good show at Bristol here. Motor Speedway, Cedric Hunter and Zach Hall, those two guys are running nose to tail right there, and definitely trying to run through this field here as we've got some 18 of some of the bad fast boys. Nick Crawford still hanging on the third right there as he's got Bob Skinner moving up. Another man on the move, though, is that man Tom Drilling. He has ran down Bob Skinner, and we got a pass for the lead also.
Yes, Cedric Hunter looking to the inside, not able to complete it. He is going to have to jump in behind the 32 of Zach Hall. So he is going to try as he is getting to the back bumper, but he just was not able to complete that pass as the 32 of Zach Hall's protecting that preferred line.
Yeah, the preferred line, like you just said right there. Now, here's the word we haven't brought up all night long, bump and run. I call it the kick and run, because you can get out there, either bump them, kick them, do what they need to do. And the driver even agrees with that one as they go door to door. It just seems like that high line right now, like you said, preferred line, is definitely the dominant one that you want.
Well, taking a look, I mean, most of these guys got over 45 laps since their last pit. So their tires are chewed up a little bit. Now, I think the inside line will work on fresh tires, but once you get, 20, 30 laps on them, I don't know if you're going to be able to complete that pass unless the guy on the outside makes a big mistake and gets into that wall.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, Cedric Hunter is sitting in the perfect position. As if Zach Hall makes a mistake, he definitely can capitalize on that mistake right there, as we're seeing. Man, Zach's got a good line, and he's protecting it. Cedric is trying, but Cedric's got that run on the outside. Well, as I say that, Randy Fash, he blocked it right there on him.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, lap traffic, that plays a key role in a short track like this.
Yes, it does. That's what we was talking earlier. Lap traffic definitely at every turn, every venue. It looks like Cedric might be a touch faster than Zach. The thing about it is, like I said, it's his responsibility to get around that car of Zach Hall the best he can. I mean, he can opt to move him, but remember this. That guy in front of you that you moved, he'll remember it.
Yeah, most definitely. And, I mean, a lot of drivers don't want to have to do that. Then, I mean, it could turn disastrous. You could bump him a little too hard, and then he could wreck you both out.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Right now, I'll tell you what, it's a tremendous battle between these two up front here. Zach Hall, the leader, Cedric Hunter sitting in second. They are duking it out, man, back and forth right here as they'll go. Let's do the dash cam here, because I know what Cedric Hunter dives on that inside again. If he can get him trapped behind a lap car, and that looks like what he's going to try to do, is they're going to try to split him 3 wide to 95. Might be where he needs it right there.
Yeah, good move there by the 13 of Cedric Hunter. He got down to that inside. That made Zach Hall go higher, but there was that lap car that had nowhere to go. So that was definitely a good move by Cedric Hunter, making a good strategic move, using a slower car to slow down the 32 of Zach Hall, allowing him to make that pass.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's definitely a textbook pass move right here that you do at any short track, pretty much about any track as you can. Use the other cars to your advantage. Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a strategy style move, so to speak, Dave.
Yeah, definitely a good strategy move, as we are now moving here on lap 58. Just 113 laps remaining. These guys are still running right about low to mid 15-second lap times.
Absolutely, you're right there. Lap 59 to 170, and the man out front still Cedric Hunter. Nick Crawford right here has moved it into third. Tom Drilling, another one on the move. He has just pulled up there in the 4th place spot. And another one on the move. Hey, we haven't really talked much about him. Gerald West right there. Started 5th, currently sitting in 5th. Just moved around Bob Skinner there for that spot, so he's in the top 5. Gerald, the last couple weeks, has turned the wick up, so to speak, here. And, you know, Dave, when it first started here, and like, again, but I love this league. It's awesome guys out here. It was dominated by Chevrolets, and I called it the Chevy League. Well, here lately, guess what? We got a lot of Fords out there. So I think Cedric Hunter was the lone Ford at one time. Next thing you knew, you had a lot of guys come in here. Now we got the Ford camp here. That gives the battle out there to a lot of Chevy guys.
Yeah, we got a couple Toyotas out here. Brandon Mullen, Robert Moyer, the only guys here in Toyotas out here tonight. Still primarily dominated by Chevys, but I'll tell you what, looks good to see that Ford Mustang or Ford Fusion sitting out there in front.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I'm saying. It was dominated by the Chevrolets here for the longest time. I mean, primarily, besides what Robert and Brandon run as far as Toyota, I think Cedric at one time was the only lone Ford guy out here. The next thing I know, you know, which one of them missing tonight, most notably the Haney boys out here, Keith Haney and company. But Gerald's got it, you know, out there. Cedric's obviously running one. A couple other ones out there, man, that are running. Christopher Matthews out there. So definitely, man, some guys have pulled up here and have jumped on the bandwagon. It's good to see diversity across the board.
I tell you, just looking at the chat there, John Marine just put in there more Fords. He wants to see the Hello Kitty car make a comeback.
And I have been on Cedric Hunter about that for the last weeks and weeks. And it's funny you mention that because I just talked to him again about tonight. And you will see the Hello Kitty car make a return. He said probably in the chase he's going to bring out the Hello Kitty car. So in the next couple weeks you're definitely going to see that.
Well, knowing Cedric is the last time I ran here with these guys before I got into broadcasting. He was a teammate of mine. He's primarily likes that discount tire machines, but he's looking good in the one he's in tonight. But I love turning on the broadcast and seeing him drive out that pink kitty on the hood.
Absolutely, and he had good luck with that thing too. That was another thing. He had tremendous luck every time he put it in there. He won several races with it, had some pretty good finishes out of it, and then he finally said, well, I'm going to go back to the discount tire. But right now, his discount tires definitely got the right set of tires on it out there, and they have got those things matched perfect because he's in the lead, and there's 8 cars on the lead lap, and they are putting them up and knocking them down just like a bunch of bowling balls hitting a bunch of pins.
Well, just as you said that, I mean, right now, the 57 of Jeff Gilmore is the last car on the lead lap. He's got a little bit of gap there between him and Cedric, but Cedric has actually pulled a pretty good gap over Zach Hall. He's looking about 0.8 ahead of the Zach Hall.
Yeah, if they keep this up on a long green flag runners, I say that, forget about it. Jeff Gilmore and Brandon Mullen get in each other, and that's what I'm talking about. Oh, and the leader got collected. I was just about to say, Dave, that is what the leader has to put up with. Let's go back on the replay. That's what the leader has to be fearful of, as Cedric Hunter couldn't get out of the way in time. just barely. We're going to see it on the replay here, folks. You're going to see Cedric Hunter come right in the picture. Brandon Mullen hit the wall, bounced off of it. The problem is, the cat machine was just in the wrong place. And then Cedric Hunter went to miss it. Boom! And I think it blew the motor up. He's going to have to use the fast fix on this one.
Yeah, he is smoking heavily, so he is going to have to get down on the pit road and get that fixed. That's definitely not what Cedric Hunter wanted to see.
Absolutely not, but that is the danger that lurks at every corner here that we talk about, Dave. That right there is definitely what the leader has to fear the most. Good thing is they do have a fast fix here. And I know a league that we do that doesn't. But one good thing is he'll be able to come into pits here. He didn't have to tow it. That's a good thing. So he'll be able to bring it in pits, which he's doing now. Get that fast fix. The problem is this early in the race, using that fast fix and knowing that, you sometimes don't want to have to, but that thing's almost terminal.
Yeah, he's going to have to use that if he is going to compete. As we see him get into the pit road, right side tires up. So, yep, he used that quick fix. Looks like they are going to take 4 tires. Is he going to beat Zach Hall off of pit road? Yes, he is. Cedric Hunter's going to beat him off pit road.
Yeah, he is. Looks like old Cedric Hunter did a little bit of optional repair there on his car. Didn't use the fast fix or whatnot that he has quite yet. Going to hang on to it. But unfortunate, under caution here again tonight. Bristol, which, had a pretty good long green flag run there, though. So, and our leader, well, he's still going to maintain the lead. So he might have dodged a bullet. The problem is, that's something in the back of his mind he has to think about. As fast as they were putting these guys a lap down, they get into that lap traffic, things happen.
Well, I'm not sure what happened to Zach Hall there, but it looks like Bob Skinner also beat him off pit road, moving up into second. That's going to drop Zach Hall back to third. Nick Crawford fourth. Jared West moving into the 5th spot, sitting there in 6th. The guy you said he was on the move, that's the 06 of Tom Drilling.
Yeah, Zach looked like he took a little bit of the optional. He's got some damage on his right side there from where he was scraping the wall a couple times. So it looked to me like he probably took a little bit of optional repair.
Well, he's still in pretty good position. I mean, he is definitely fast out here, so he may be able to make that 3rd position work for him.
Well, here's the thing, too. We don't talk about it much. Is this is a short track. So aerodynamics, I'm not going to say doesn't play a factor, but it's not so much. You could come out here with a wrinkled car, still be bad fast here. I mean, it has to be within reason. It looks like Cedric Hunter's going to take that outside lane, ops for it, which looks like that's a good choice here at this track. Don't want to get caught on that inside. Bob Skinner's going to start second there. Lights off on the pace car here, Dave. About set to go back green flag racing. Going to be lap 78 of 170 when they cross that line. Here we go. Pace cars in. Green flag in the air. Stack these boys up. Try it again. Cedric Hunter didn't get going, but boy, Nick Crawford did. Give him a little bump going into the turn there to get him by as the NASA machine flies by on the outside. Bob Skinner spun the tires coming out of the turn right there.
Yeah, it's going to let the 32 Zach Hall get to the outside of him as they come out of the turn 4 coming to the start-finish line.
Yeah, absolutely. Right there, Bob just looks like he's caught on that inside. Gerald's going to get the high line, come around him also, I believe. That high line's down. Oh, Tom Drilling's in the wall. Is he going to hold on to it? Well, he blinked out. I don't know what happened there. Tom hit the wall. I think he might have got a disconnect and that made that car slam into the wall.
That's possible. I'm showing he's actually disconnected, so unfortunate for the 06 of Tom Drilling.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's why that car did a hard right into the wall, and fortunately did not come back down in the field in front of anyone and take anyone out right there. It looks like everybody's still single file running around here. Cedric Hunter, the man out front right now. Nick Crawford's put it in second. Zach Hall's trying everything he can do. Got the 17 machine there. Edward Burrell all smoking heading into the pit road. Unfortunate for him there, but we are under caution. Let's go back on the replay here and catch this action here and let the viewers see what's going on as we are riding along here with James Hackworth. It happened actually in front of him. He was just a victim of circumstance here. I think it actually happened with the 41 of Hart Green up in front of him there. As everything happened so fast at this track here, Dave. Yep, Hart Green just spun, hit the wall. Ooh, took the 95 out with him too. John the Bomber. Wow, so the Hot Wheels not gonna not looking very hot tonight, but definitely looking blown up out there. So things happen so fast here.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a short track, and you think these cars ain't going that fast, but they're going a lot faster. And as you said, you know, you only have a split second's notice when you see a car in front of you spinning to react.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, man, it's been a pleasure here tonight running this one for y'all folks, man. I loved every minute of it. Appreciate everybody coming out here tonight. We're here at Bristol under the lights for us. RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. Let's see if we can't get a talk, though, real quick with old Cedric Hunter, our race leader. Cedric Hunter, Joe White in the booth, got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cedric, you've been bad fast all night long, that discount tire machine. But you gotta tell us, we were up here talking, me and Dave, we know danger lurks around every corner as soon as you start catching lap traffic. Did you see that wreck in front of you and the time that you had, and just unfortunate set of circumstances there, but did you see it happening in front of you?
Oh yeah, I saw it. It was up in the middle of the track, which is why I was trying to get to the bottom. And I guess they just didn't help their brakes or something down. We got caught up in it though. Thank God we have fast repairs, and we got to keep the lead, so that's at least good news. Just hopefully, you know, luck like that, I guess, just doesn't happen again this race. And
yeah, well, you're right, and it's another thing there is, I mean, a lot of cars got involved. It's just here, Bristol's Bristol, and danger lurks around every corner. Things happen so fast here. That's what me and Dave was talking about here. Is once you're the leader up there, you've got to keep your head on a swivel, so to speak, and just kind of looked like this one of them racing deals. Just wrong timing out there. But how's the car and how's the track?
the track's really good. It has a lot more grip than I'm used to. I'm pretty sure the weather's a lot colder than it typically is. The car feels all right. I feel like the only way I'm really going to beat Zach is if I manage to outsave, save tires better than he can. That first run went really well for us. We kind of got by him thanks to lap cars. So, hopefully the race goes my way and I can bring it to either victory lane or top three.
All right,
I'd be happy with both.
All right, well, good luck at that because the light's off on the pace car. Oh, yeah, by the way, John Marine's out here yelling for Hello Kitty to come back. So
it will.
Hey, good luck.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Thank
All
you.
right. Good luck. All right. Make sure I get him down in his right room down there because we're getting set to go back green flag racing here again, Dave. Here we go. We're going to see if old Nick Crawford can do anything with him up there or Zach Ogden going to run. And look at that in fourth place. Gerald West. Well, don't count him out. He's probably going to sneak up by there and win something out before it's over with. Green flags in the air here. Here we go. Going to lap 88 to 170. Well, it's been a very good race here at Bristol under the lights. But look at Nick Crawford. He got into Cedric, held on to it. Did he? No. Slid down the front stretch. No caution yet. If he gets it spun around, there won't be a caution. Wow. What a driving job, though, to not come back up on the track like that.
Well, I mean, I thought he was going to save it there. He was definitely dirt tracking here at Bristol, that's for sure.
Absolutely he was. Drifted that thing around there. Just got caught in a little bit bunny. But I'm going to tell you what, the guy in third place right now, Gerald West, got to be very, very impressed with him. Calling him Jay Weezy. The man is out there lapping up a cool breeze, and he's definitely making a tune with the V8s he's got under the hood right now. Looking very good. We got a two-car, and that looks like Robert Moyer's involved. Yep, Robert Moore's involved. Let's go back here on the replay here and show you the whole thing, man, from the start to the beginning, or start to the end there on that one. As Robert actually was right there running behind Bob Skinner. Brandon Mullen was right behind him. And Robert went down low. The DeWaltz versus Home Depot. Home Depot sells a lot of DeWaltz machines. Maybe they got mad at each other, didn't sell enough. Robert came out of the turn, and exactly what we talked about. Boom. Almost lost it. Brandon nowhere to go. Oh, Christopher Matthews sliding, trying to avoid it. Almost did, just got a little bit into it. But Robert was sliding coming off, losing. That's what we was talking about earlier on. And, Brandon Mullen nowhere to go, turned him around. Good thing is, hopefully there'll be a fast fix involved here.
Yeah, most definitely. It looks like Hart Green and Tom Drilling taking their cars behind the wall. So right now we've only got right about 14 cars left out as we see Cedric Hunter coming off pit road. Looks like Jeff Gilmore is going to be staying out. He's going to lead his first lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, this right here has been a thriller of a race so far. Definitely everything we've expected it to be here at Bristol. And a lot of people probably thinking, really, Joe? I mean, come on. You see some of these cautions, hey, not bad. We've had some long green flag runs here tonight under the lights here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And that man right there, Cedric Hunter, and Gerald West sitting behind him, though. Gerald is chomping at the bit. Never won here. Wow, could it be his night tonight? And Dave is in awe.
I was trying to eat my freaking Reese cup there. Trying to get a snack in.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, I tell you what, hey, I understand that. Gerald, well, we'll tell you what, if Gerald wins this race, even if he finishes in second, I'm going to say he's going to be one happy camper, especially to come out of Bristol finishing like he is here. But to have the run he's having so far, and if he won this thing, wow. You know, I mean, Gerald's come up in the booth with me the last couple Wednesdays, and he's enjoyed doing that. But old John T. Wimmis over there in the team speak probably wouldn't be able to keep up with that guy.
Most definitely. But you made a comment about cautions. I actually looked it up. Do you know what the record here at Bristol for the most amount of cautions is, Joe?
Probably in the 30s.
No, not quite.
Not quite, yeah. Okay, maybe 20s. Not, yeah, it's probably high.
Actually, it's 20, and it has occurred 3 times here at Bristol.
Wow.
So 20 is the record for most cautions, and it's happened 3 times in 3 different years.
Tell you statistics when we're looking at stuff like that. Check out and see maybe Martinsville cautions versus Bristol cautions and see maybe the difference, because I mean those are your 2 most prone tracks right there that you're going to see a lot on. I mean, obviously they're short tracks.
I'll have to look that up, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting stats. I mean, I know since we said something, John Marine out there in the chat's probably already looking it up. That boy, man, he's like an encyclopedia right there as always. We're getting set to go at green flag racing. Here we go. Cedric Hunter out front, powers it down there. Gerald didn't get the run he wanted, but Brian Johnson sure did. Brian's on the outside of him. And Zach Hall says, look, guys, y'all can battle it out later. I got to go. I got to run down that man up front there. As look at this place go right now. Oh, Gerald gets a little loose. That's going to leave the opening up for Nick Crawford right there as he goes on the inside. Let's see if the high line prevails, though, as Brian Johnson's turned the wick up there, or he's either turned the motor on that big speedboat he's got coming to the front.
Well, you also got to look at the 86 there of Gerald West. He's got something hidden under that engine as he's moved up into 4th, as he is right there behind the 32 of Zach Hall.
Absolutely, definitely got something under the hood of that machine. Looking bad fast here tonight under the light for Bristol here for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience here. And that is definitely a racing experience that these boys are putting on. It might be virtual, but don't tell these guys that, because they feel like they're real drivers out here. This is about the closest thing you're going to get to real life, by the way there, folks, because these boys are putting it bad fast. But oh yeah, you know what time it is, Dave?
I think I know what time it is. It's time for the speed cam.
That's right. All right, folks, we're back here. Run a caution, though. Let's go back here and see what happened under this one here. As it looks like, oh, unfortunately, Bob Skinner's going to be involved in this one. Oh, no, the rock star, oh, hits the wall a little bit. That car gets a little bit up underneath him. It looks like he got loose, and he tried to stave it. Oh, overcorrected, punched the inside wall. That looks like a mean bulldog out there. Well, lucky man he put the girls on the back tonight there, because they wouldn't have had a happy time up there on the front of the hood on that one.
No, tell you what, he's missing the whole front end on that thing.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, right here, folks, I want to appreciate everybody coming out. And we just got done with the speed cam. And like I always say, if that does not take your breath away, put your hair jumping up and down your skin, maybe put some back on you, then I don't know what will. And you might need to get and see to your doctor, man, on Monday morning, or see a psychologist, or, well, hey, if it don't make you excited, then I can't do anything else for you. But we do have golf here on OSR Network you can watch, or you can go play some, or you just might be that boring. I don't know. Either way, awesome.
Well, I tell you, though, I'm taking a look here. It looks like the 20 of Brandon Mullen and the 77 of Mark Whitley taking it behind the wall, calling it an early night here at Bristol. This is why I don't pick drivers, Joe.
Yeah, well, Christopher Matthews not having the night he would like either, sitting there in 10th place spot. But I tell you what, Brian Johnson's having a pretty good one. Cedric Hunter's definitely fun. We always call that the broadcaster's curse, so to speak.
Yeah, no longer will you hear me pick a driver on the broadcast, because I don't want to be responsible for the broadcaster's curse.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, getting set to go back here. Green flag racing here again. Going to be lap 111 of 170. Hang on to your hats here, folks. Going to be very, very interesting here. If old Cedric can hang on up there right like he's doing right now, definitely going to be awesome.
Yeah, taking a look here, Zach Hall's led 56 laps tonight. Cedric Hunter has led 52. Nick Crawford did lead one lap, so it's getting that way, and we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, just 61 laps remaining.
Yep, absolutely. Well, as of right now, man, I tell you what, I want to appreciate everyone coming out here. We're live here at OSR Network here tonight, YouTube, Twitch, man, Mixer, and also iRacing Live. As always, want to appreciate iRacing for letting us do that. Put us on there. Hey, you over at Dre Broadcast know how valuable that is to their day, man. And we definitely want to give a shout out to those guys, man, at iRacing for doing this. We're getting set here to go back green flag racing again under the lights. Bristol Motor Speedway here. Hey, as they always say, it's Bristol, baby. Looks like Cedric Hunter's going to have Brian Johnson on his inside again. Gerald West is going to have that inside line. So here we go. Pace cars in, takes a hard left turn. These guys racked up again. Go, go, go. Green flag in the air. Boy, Nick Crawford again gives a little shove to Cedric Hunter and pushes him in through turn one. But Brian Johnson has nothing of it. But he might be all for naught if that Ford can get there on the high side. Good battle for fourth place right now.
Oh, Cedric Hunter.
Yes, sorry about that, Dave. Boy, I just caught the tail end of that one. Boy, Cedric that's a good driving job.
Oh, great save there by the 13 of Cedric Hunter. Cedric Hunter is him and the 28 of Brian Johnson had a little contact made there on the exit. That is going to drop Cedric back into fifth, right behind the 32 of Zach Hall.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, right there, just caught that, man, at the end. Yeah, Brian went in there, and it was what we were talking all race long. You take a chance going in, and those cars scooting up, and it looks like what happened there. He barely got it. Looked like he tried to get out of the throttle in time. Problem is he caught that rear quarter panel just right there.
Yeah, that was, that's part of Bristol. It's a chance you take when you try to get that inside, but going back up front, Nick Crawford there trying to look to the inside there of Brian Johnson. Meanwhile, Gerald West sitting there in third. He's spinning.
Is he going to stay out of it? Wow. Y'all know a lot of these guys. Boy, that was a hard lick. Let's go back on the replay and watch out again. We watched it live there. We'll watch it again for the viewers out here. But I know a lot of these guys are always talking about, I guess these guys don't hold their brakes. Man, when you hit the wall at the force that they do, he's holding the brakes. The problem is, it's throwing that car back up on the track one way or another. And he just lost that thing coming out of the turn, punched the inside wall, and he's got him locked down. It's just nothing he can do. That thing's just going to go up there, but destroyed that car.
He actually made contact with the outside wall there in the middle of the turn. And I think that's what helped get him loose and send him down into that inside wall there, Joe.
Yep, absolutely. Well, he's definitely out there, and he's going to have to take that fast fix now. Definitely fast. If he can get that thing fixed up, might be able to bring it back to the front here tonight. We'll have to see what happens here. Unfortunate for Gerald. That's Bristol for you, though. Everything happened so quick here, and we're at lap 119 and 170, folks. Getting this thing, man, turned on here tonight. I want to appreciate everybody coming out here. I know we got the big fight, man, happening tonight. I'll watch that thing later on, so I don't want no spoilers or anything. But either way, it doesn't really matter. But we got a big fight feel, man, going on here tonight. And I got a feeling, though, we saw it earlier. I don't think Brian meant to do it. This was a kind of a victim of circumstance right there at the time. But Cedric's probably going to remember if he gets up there near him.
Well, it's a short track. These drivers are going to have short memories, Joe.
Absolutely. Short tempers, too, with that.
Just pretty much everything's short here in Bristol except for the hot dogs.
Yeah, I haven't really talked much about them. Haven't had one in a while, so kind of hadn't really craved any, so been all right.
Well, that's okay. I got me a pile of Reese Cup Minis sitting here beside me, so I think I'm good.
Hey, I got some soft batch cookies, so we're good set. Me and Dave's got our refreshments. Hope everybody in the chat out there has got y'all's. We're sitting up here calling this race, and I want to appreciate, like I said before, I know I said it, this is the OSRNetwork appreciation race here tonight, and I want to appreciate these guys at RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, presented by Stock Car Racing Experience, for putting that on for me here, and well, not just for me, but for the fans, for the viewers, because hey, y'all are what it is, and that is what I'm appreciative of. I'm appreciative, man, to have everyone out there in the chat. Appreciative to have iRacing. Appreciative to have the leagues that I do. You know, Racing Freaks here and amongst the other ones do. Appreciate, man, Dave being up here in the booth. Hey, you just don't see it. We've talked about it before. You just don't see two network guys, man. And we're not talking about commentators of networks. We're talking about pure owners of the networks coming together, man, on one another's and calling races with them. Just not really heard of. And I think John made one view out there one time about that, Dave. It's like Fox and NBC coming together.
Yeah, you're just not going to see the commentators from NBC jumping over on the Fox broadcast and help calling a race.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not unless one gets fired from the other.
Yeah, most definitely. But I tell you what, I'm looking at the front of the field here. We are being led by the 57 of Jeff Gilmore. He has got about 12 laps more on his tires than everybody behind him. Don't know if that's a wise move here at Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, I think tires probably definitely will be the Achilles heel here. Even though I know track position is very important, you're still able to pass at some extent here. So definitely something you got to be mindful of. But we're going to see what he can do here as he controls the field. He took that inside line, so maybe he's just going to let Zach and him go on this front, and he understands what the whole picture is. As Zach Hall wastes no time on the restart and is on that high line along with Nick Crawford. Yeah, they just storm right on by him on the outside.
Yeah, and unfortunately the 28 machine of Brian Johnson is stuck down on that outside. But look who's making her move back up to the front. There's the 13 of Cedric Hunter as he's riding right behind the 4 of Nick Crawford in third position as he went around Brian Johnson and Jeff Gilmore.
Yeah, and don't blink too fast, folks, because right there in sixth spot, guess who? Robert Moyer, the owner here at RacinFreeks Sim Racing League. He's back up there. The man said, look, I put D-Walt on here. We got our drills, we got our hammers, and we got all our tools out and fix this thing, and I'm going to bring it to the front. Wow, what a comeback. Caught in a wreck earlier on, and right now at Bristol running in the top 5.
Yeah, it looks like them DeWalt tools that they were using down there on pit road has done some magic to that machine here tonight.
Absolutely, would love to see. Robert said he just wants to win. That's what he wants. He wants a win here in his league. And I kept telling him, you keep climbing to the front like you're going to do. You're very dead on consistent. That win's going to come. And right now, hey, tonight could be the night, because what we said earlier, we saw the leader's not safe here at Bristol.
Actually, ain't nobody safe really here at Bristol.
Good point.
I mean, it just is, we get into the long green flag runs here, is we've got 42 laps to go. You know, these guys running right about 14, 15-second lap times. That's 4 laps a minute here at Bristol.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's showing. We're at lap 130 of 170 here, folks. Putting them up, knocking them down here. Zach Hall's back out front. He's got the NASA machine there. Nick Crawford trying to run him down. But don't feel bad, because Cedric Hunter's got discount tires. He don't have any flat tires. They're all round and going round. As that bus goes round, his car's going round around this awesome track here at Bristol Coliseum here in the number 13. Don't look now, though, man, but here comes rowing this boat, man, the Bass Pro Shop Machine of Brian Johnson right there in 4th place. But, hey, look, Robert Moyer's right behind him in the DeWalt saying, look, if I can get close enough to that 28, I'm going to poke a hole and sink that thing if I can.
Well, I did say at the beginning of the race that Robert Moyer's well known for starting in the back of the field and working his way through the field and coming down to the ending stages of the race. He's up front. Well, look. Started back of the field here tonight. We are under 40 laps to go, and he's sitting here in the top 5.
Absolutely. Catbird seat right there. Started 18, currently sitting in 5th. Good job there, Robert. Keep up the good work. You're definitely dead on consistent. The rock star Bob Skinner sitting in 7th. Jeff Gilmore's there, still sitting in the 6th spot. Christopher Matthews hung in there all night long. Appreciate the cars out there running. He's got Gerald West, who was the first car lap down. He would love to see another caution and get back on the lead lap, because he's got a bad, fast machine out there. We've seen it all night long. As looks like Bob, man, went up on the wall there. Look at old Randy Fayos right there. He is sitting in the 9th spot. Got the Car2 Network machine. Actually, he goes around Christopher Matthews for the 8th place spot. Well, I say that, he almost did.
Yeah, get a little loose there, but he's still working on that inside there against the 92 machine of Christopher Matthews. But going back up front here, looks like Cedric Hunter's all over the back bumper there of Nick Crawford. I'll tell you what, the guy that likes to see that happen in his rearview mirror, the 32 of Zach Hall, he is hoping to see Nick Crawford and Cedric Hunter battling it out, because if they battle, that's just going to let him pull away.
Yeah, absolutely. These two guys, man, up front, definitely doing all the battling they can. As right now, Cedric Hunter's trying to look on the inside. He's peeking just a little bit. Oh, he almost got a little close right there. Could have nipped the tail end there of that number 4 machine. Thought better of it, though, as he backed off of it.
I tell you what, Joe, this race, I mean, just concentrating on all this action here is making my eyes start to water.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's definitely some awesome battling going on, because these guys, man, are just, tooth and nail, back and forth. As Cedric Hunter's looking on that inside, he's trying everything he possibly can do. And Nick Crawford understands if he gives that high line up, that old Cedric's going to try to punch that car in there.
Yeah, Cedric's real good about that. Just kind of working that back end. He's hoping that the 4 of Crawford is going to start driving from that rearview mirror, because if he does, Cedric's going to capitalize and take that spot.
Yeah, absolutely. We're at lap 143 here of 170. Folks, in a battle here for 2nd place. Bruin, and it's Bruin heavy. The discount tire machine there. Cedric Hunter's all over the rear end of the number 4 machine. The NASA machine there. Cedric looks on the inside. Can he make it stick this time? Can't get that run coming off the turn, though.
Yeah, it looks like that inside line just cannot. It gets a good run in, but the outside lane just gets that propel right off the end of the turn.
I appreciate it, John. As always. Yeah, you're right. You're right there, Dave, man. I tell you what, I think you're going to need that high line to pass unless you're on kind of newer style tires than the other guys there.
Yeah, and as these guys they're sitting right at about almost 30 laps since their last pit. I don't think unless the floor of Nick Crawford gets into that wall, I don't think Cedric Hunter's going to be able to make that pass on the inside. Yeah. He could prove me wrong, but I don't think it's going to be likely.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for him to get it done here, as Jeff Gilmore is definitely back over the back end there. Robert Boyer, he's running back down, so interesting to see if he can get around him, as he's picking a different line than what Robert is. Robert's standing close to that wall. Jeff's going there kind of middle of the track.
Well, it's coming to the end of the race. These guys are going to have to play around and look for that faster line. Is the 57 of Jeff Gilmore's now on the inside of Robert Moyer, but Robert gets that good jump off the exit of the turn. Yeah,
absolutely. There you go, Tim. You wanted a close-up of the 92, Christopher Matthews. There you go. He did like a paint job. I'll give him credit. He definitely did a good job on that car.
Almost looks like a Joe White special there, Joe.
Yeah, I kind of recognize that logo a little bit.
I've seen it somewhere. I just can't put my hand on it.
Can't either, man. I'm going to tell you what, it's a mystery. I'll tell you what's a mystery, though, is this little pack of cars right here with Robert Moyer, Jeff Gilmore, and Bob Skinner. Jeff Gilmore had to hang on to that thing.
Well, that could definitely be that he's on older tires, as it looks like Bob Skinner's going to get around him.
Yep, he did, and he just slid right there. Hey, what's going on, Base 2K? How you doing, man? Well, Dave is Dave's in his living room, and not much I can do on his end, and I'm more what you call it, so. But Dave's fine, man. Dave's cool. We like Dave.
Yeah, some people do.
Man, everybody likes Dave.
I could name quite a few that don't.
I probably can name, surprising to say, there's probably a few out there. Yeah. That's a good battle going on here, though. I tell you what, Bob Skinner's been able to pull back up on Robert Moyer there and is trying to bring it up there. Jeff Gilmore's trying to get that thing settled back in. Now, Gerald West had to be a little easy because he is a lap-down car. He definitely don't want to get up there. But look at Bob Skinner firing on the inside. You know that's making Tina, man, out there either nervous or very, very happy. She hadn't said anything in the chat. You still alive out there, Tina?
Yeah, but look who's also picking their nose into this. That's going to be Gerald West. Even though he is the first car lap down, he is trying to get around. He's trying to get back on the lead lap the hard way.
He is. Well, he's got those newer tires there, and that's the thing. He's trying to give these guys all the leeway that he possibly can here. Probably the best thing for them to do is let him go on by, or Roberts either way, is let him go on by knowing he's a lap down a lot faster than try to hold him up and battle with him, because you can take a chance of him maybe getting into you, not meaning to, or getting into you, and then go back at it and try to defend your position and whatnot.
Well, Joe, it looks like Tina there made a comment to you in the chat. She's out there. She's watching.
Did she make a comment? ADT was going to battle to the death tonight. I got you. Was brownies and steak there, Tina?
I don't know what kind of brownies she's feeding that 82 machine, but I'm going to need some for when I start racing again.
That's what I'm talking about, because he's definitely, we're going to call them speed brownies. Oh, Robert's almost around. Well, I thought he was going to hold on to it, but nope, punched the wall. Wow, Christopher Matthews almost, man, hit it. Caution's out. That's going to bring one because he's going to have to wait for the field to go away. I think that was just another product of him, just lost it coming out of the turn.
Yeah, we seen the 82 there. He almost got around him. I think he clipped the 16 of Robert Moyer there at the end.
Yeah, unfortunate right there. Oh, we didn't know Bob, man, had a kid. All right, good deal. That's awesome.
Sweet. That means here in a few years we're going to have another Bob Skinner out here racing up.
Bob Skinner Jr., the Rockstar Jr. is going to be out here.
Bet you Bob's already working on a paint scheme, making him a Rockstar Junior paint scheme.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, run the caution here again tonight, folks. And, well, I just realized it because this race was going by so quick. We're at lap 164, 170. It's not over with yet, though. I was just concentrating on that battle out there. I just looked up because it was lap 130 when I looked before, and we were on that battle talking about it so much. Next down, I look up and it's on lap 164. We have 5 laps to go. Caution's out. Thing about it is, though, we're gonna have a green-white checker. You know, business is about to pick up front here.
Well, most definitely here, because it looks like Zach Hall's leading, Cedric Hunter's in second, Chris Matthews sitting there in third position. Bob Skinner's actually down on pit road. He was in fourth, but Brian Johnson now in the fourth position.
Yeah, right here is the time, crunch time, and no pun intended here for it being Bristol, and don't want to hit anything out here. That's awesome, Tina, man. Love to see that. It'll be very interesting to see here what's going to happen. Is Cedric going to get up there and push the envelope here? Because here's the thing, Dave's always say lap 170 obviously ends it. Lap 166, caution comes out, ends it. The thing about it is, when we go back green flag racing, a caution comes out, it's definitely going to be over with at that point.
Yeah, so it's going to be a battle. But my question is which lane is Zach Hall going to choose?
Absolutely. I just looked up and I was surprised. And wow, you talk about, man, time just flies when you get into a good battle going around here, don't it?
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I remember was like 35 laps to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was watching that awesome battle, Robert Moyer and them back there, looked up, caution came out, and it was lap 164, and I'm going, huh? Wow.
Yeah, hopefully the pace lights will go off and we'll get ready to go back green flag racing here.
Oh yeah,
yep.
we'll definitely get a couple laps. Probably going to have about 3-lap shootout, 2-lap shootout here. But again, here's the thing: keep in your mind, Dave. Caution comes out at this point; it's definitely over with. So that's got to be in the mind there. Cedric Hunter, Zach Hall, Brian Johnson, and company up front. Gonna be very, very interesting here to see. So, batten down the hatches here because the storm's about to brew. Not meaning real literally, but we definitely going to have a storm here at Bristol, Tennessee here. Last great Coliseum. Cedric Hunter's on the inside. Zach Hall's on the high side. Brian Johnson says, don't worry about it. There's a storm. I'm good to go. Pace car's in. Here we go. Going to be lap 168 to 170 will be in the book. Green flag. Cedric Hunter has to. And Zach Hall spins the tires on that restart. They will go door to door into turn 1. Cedric has to do everything he can. Wait a minute, they're spinning in the back. Cedric's in front. If he can hang on with a caution, Brian Johnson powers to the inside 3 wide.
Holy smokes, those new tires are definitely playing off for the 28 of Brian Johnson as he powers around Zach Hall and Cedric Hunter.
Absolutely. Where did he come from? He flew around there, man. Power moved that thing 3 wide. They was back there. Gerald West is in the wall. Cedric Hunter's in the wall. White flag in the air this time by. iRacing will not throw a caution here. One more time. All Brian Johnson has to do. I think he stole this one tonight here, folks. He came in here thunders. He comes off of turn 4. What a finish to this race, Dave. Wow.
You could not ask for a better finish there. Zach Hall, Cedric Hunter on older tires. Brian Johnson on fresh tires. He powered it 3 wide out of the turn as Cedric Hall and Zach Hunter were spinning, and he is going to come away with tonight's victory at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yes, he is. Well, I'm going to tell you what, folks, right there was a huge, huge move by that man with the tires out there, and a man sitting in second place. Zach Hall all night long did everything he could do and possibly could do, and Cedric Hunter, wow, just got caught up in a wreck there at the end. It's just an unfortunate set of circumstances, but man, what a finish to a awesome race here tonight.
I tell you what, just look there in third, though. The 57 of Jeff Gilmore, he wasn't running up front most of the night, but he's going to come away with a third place finish tonight as well.
You're right, absolutely. Definitely got to give him all the credit around here. Definitely going to come up with a very good finish in third. Old Jeff Gilmore, that cat machine right there. So we're going to bring them all up there in the interview room. We'll let you get a talk in with the third place man of Jeff Gilmore just to see how his car was all night long.
Jeff Gilmore, this is Dave in the OSRNetwork booth. You got a copy?
I do. What's up?
Wow, what a finish to that race there. Congratulations tonight on your third place finish.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I just had to mute the guys there. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was quite a battle. I was through, felt like I was through the Boer War there or something.
Yeah, most definitely. We've seen you running about mid-pack most of the race, but can you tell us about that, what was going through your mind on that 3-lap battle there after that last caution flag?
Well, I had to pick because I had stayed out last time, so I needed to, and fortunately, some guys elected to stay out, so, but it was a mess to get through. It was 50-50 whether I was going to make it or not through, because I knew it was going to be a mess, but was able to make it, and got a podium.
Yeah, most definitely. It was a hard-fought battle. Now, we were saying earlier, there's just a few more races here till the chase starts, and you got Darlington and Richmond. What are your thoughts about maybe bettering that third place and coming away with a win here towards the end of the season?
Yeah, Darlington's not my favorite place. If I could survive there, would be an accomplishment. And Richmond, I could check that off as possible podium, top 5, hopefully.
Well, most definitely. Well, we look forward to maybe seeing you on Victory Lane here in the next couple of weeks. Well, we are going to go ahead and let you get back down to your pit crew to celebrate your third place finish. Before we let you go, any last shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I want to thank the league, RacinFreeks League. Great league, great battles, great bunch of guys. I want to thank OSRNetwork for doing the show, and my team. Thanks, Nick Crawford and James Hawkworth. Thank you, guys.
Well, most definitely, congratulations on your third place finish, and we'll see you next race at Darlington.
Thanks again, guys.
All right, Dave, I'll tell you what, that was a third place man right there. Definitely the Cat Machine looking good here. Well, let's get our second place man, Zach Hall. Did a lot of leading tonight there, but boy, I'll tell you, interesting to see how he feels when he just saw, man, the boat just go rolling right by him there on the final laps. Zach Hall, second place man.
Zach Hall, this is Dave Everly up in the OSRNetwork booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave.
So, we saw a very exciting finish to tonight's race. Tell us about that last caution and your thoughts about not pitting, and kind of walk us through those last few laps there.
Yeah, that was an interesting one right there. Still trying to take it all in a little bit, and yeah, that last caution came out. I didn't want to see that big time, I know. And yeah, I didn't want to pit and take a chance of everybody staying out and losing the race because of that. So I just took my chances on old tires right there, and I hoped, and I tried everything. I tried to pinch everybody down to the bottom, but the new tires were coming so fast, and it sucks, but it's all good. Second place is really good too. So.
Well, I know you're used to being in that first place spot here this season. Here in the next couple of weeks, you've got Darlington and Richmond coming up. So what are your thoughts, getting good plans here coming up for a couple more short tracks?
Oh yeah, definitely. This part of the schedule right here, like I tell everybody, is my best part of the schedule right before the chase, of course. And we go to Darlington, which is like my favorite track. I can't wait for that 2 weeks from now. So that'll be fun. And then I won at Richmond earlier this season, so hopefully I can go back there and repeat that. And that'd be a good way to end the season back into starting off the chase. Definitely want to carry momentum. I think I haven't finished out a second the last couple of races, or first or second. So it's good momentum. Wanted to win, but got more weeks. So I can't win everything. Sometimes it's just the competitor in you know, gets a little hurt sometimes. But hey, that's racing.
Yeah, most definitely. You have been the driver to beat this season. I've actually heard through the grapevine that some of these drivers have put a little bounty out on you for the guys that can beat you.
Yeah, my teammate actually put a bounty out on me because I think I won 2 races in a row right there, and he put it out to see if anybody could beat me, and of course the next week they beat me. So, but it's all fun and games. I like it. it's real fun here, man, and we have a great time.
Well, that's definitely one great thing here about Racing Freaks. These guys will battle it out on the track, but afterward, they're best friends again. Well, before we let you get down to your crew and celebrate, any final shout-outs you'd like to give?
Oh, yeah, I want to give a shout-out to my teammate Brian Johnson for making the smart move and taking tires right there. And I don't know where he came from when he passed, so good job to him. I guess he passed us on the bottom somehow there. Those tires must have been really nice, so congrats to him. That's cool. My teammate won him. He deserves a lot more wins than he gets, so that's really cool. I also want to thank the rest of my teammates. Thank you guys, Joe and Dave. You guys are awesome. You always do a great job, and thank the fans out there watching and letting us do this. It's really cool. And also iRacing. Yeah, iRacing is a big part of this, letting us be on the portal, and it's been a great season, and can't wait to end it here soon.
Well, once again, congratulations on your second place finish, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at Darlington.
10-4, guys. Y'all have a great night.
All right, Dave, I'll tell you what, man, that was our second place man there. Zach Hall, definitely, man, loving every minute of what he had there. Just don't know where this man here tonight took it in victory lane for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience, Bristol Motor Speedway. Brian Johnson, tonight's winner. Brian Johnson, Joe in the booth, got a copy?
Got a copy, Joe.
Oh, I'll tell you what, you came out here with the Bass Pro Shop machine and you rode that thing straight to the front. Went 3 wide there at the end, took it there. Zach just said, don't know where you came from, but obviously happy for you for being a teammate, because you're the winner here under the lights, Bristol Motor Speedway, for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. How does it feel to put that thing in victory lane?
It feels pretty good. It's been a while. The last win I got was back in Charlotte. Always feels good to beat your teammate, especially when it's Zach Hall. You know, he's definitely the guy to beat. We beat the guy to beat week in and week out. And yeah, like I said, it always feels good to get past him. And you know, it's a good thing this won't Daytona and Talladega. That would have been out of bounds. But you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he said you went in there. Hats off to going into the pits. Great strategic move there. Did you see everything transpiring in front of you up front? Did you know when the caution came out there at the end, it was just going to be a one lap shootout, basically, so to speak? And then when you got around those guys, what did you think from that point?
Well, I've been struggling all week at this track, practicing for this race, and then earlier in the race before the rubber really built up, I was struggling real hard. But then the track just came to me near the end. I don't know if I was doing something different or what about the track, you know, just fit what I did. But the track came to me, and I started really working the line that I wanted to run. And I was able to keep up with those guys up front. So when that caution came out, I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to do. I knew if Zach stayed out and Cedric went in, I was going to stay out. But since they both stayed out, I was like, I'll take my chances and see how many positions I lose going down the pit road. And all in all, I gained some positions on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Gained the most valuable one, the lead, and took it in an exciting fashion there at the end. Got anybody else out there you want to thank, though, for the win tonight here at Bristol?
Oh yeah, I got to thank all my teammates, Robert Moyer, Chris Matthews, and Zach Hall. They're really good teammates to have. And just all the fans that came out here and watched this race, I really hope they enjoyed that. You know, Chase is coming up, so things about to be heating up real good in a bit. And then just thank you guys for being up in the booth and commentating on what we're doing here every Saturday night.
Our pleasure, as always. Love every minute of it. Definitely my hats off to you guys out there on the track, and congratulations again here. The man rode that Bass Pro Shop machine to the front here at Victory Lane, Bristol Motor Speedway. Brian Johnson, the winner tonight under the lights. Well, Dave, as we go down here, let's get our results order, because we just talked to him. The man put in victory lane in exciting fashion. Brian Johnson, Zach Hall in second. Jeff Gilmore piloted his machine to third place there. Nick Crawford all night long was up front in fourth. Bob Skinner, the rock star, finishing out in fifth. Randy Faust right there. Good finish with him in sixth. Christopher Matthew coming in seventh. Cedric Hunter back in eighth. Gerald West, top 10, sitting in ninth. James Hackworth rounds out the top 10.
Finishing 11th to 16 of Robert Moyer Jr., John Labarre finishing 12th, Brandon Mullen finishing in 13th position, Mark Whitley 14th, Hart Green finishing 15th, Tom Drilling finishing 16th, Edward Burrell finishing 17th, Corey Blevins rounding out the field in 18th position.
Yeah, and as we look through the rest of that field, well, I'll tell you what, could we have ended it any more thrilling of a fashion here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway under the lights here for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. What a win there for that man, Brian Johnson, capping it off here tonight. Dave, got any final words on this one?
Well, never thought I'd see 3 wide at Bristol, but hey, great move there at the end to come away with the win. Good decision going down on pit road. I said pit strategy was going to play off here tonight. Patience and pit strategy was 2 of the key points. And that 28 machine there, Brian Johnson, definitely used both of those.
Absolutely, he definitely did. Well, as always, check us out tomorrow night. Doubleheader night tomorrow. We got Winstail Cup Series there in the K&N car. Right after that, we got the High Country Trucking Series presented by UNAG. Those boys are going to Chicagoland there tomorrow night. So until then, I know Dave's got his over there, man, happening. He gets the PRL League, if I'm not mistaken. So as always, man, I appreciate everybody coming in tonight and watching this awesome race. Until then, everyone, have a good night.
Have you ever wanted to drive a real race car on a famous NASCAR track? The staff at Stock Car Racing Experience will suit you up, teach you what you need to know, and put you behind the wheel of a 160-mile-per-hour stock car on NASCAR's famous Pocono Raceway.
That was great. I enjoyed it.
Unbelievable.
It's that unique, one-of-a-kind experience you'll never forget.
It was definitely worth it. It's the second time I did it, and I'm still shaking.
Call or register online at 877stockcar.com for a heart-pounding, once-in-a-lifetime experience. You won't forget it.